Hey guys, Zombie Greg for the Wrap here, hanging out at the Walking Dead Escape at Petco Park in San Diego, California, San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm joined by the lovely Sophie Turner,
hello,
who fans might maybe recognize as Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
You don't look well.
I don't, but I feel great.
Oh, that's
all that matters. Yeah, that's what my mom tells me. It doesn't matter what you. It's all about here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is superficial. You got to see.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It.
I'm trying to see past it.
Well, thanks for trying. A for effort. Thank you so much for coming by here. Game of Thrones is one of my personal favorite shows.
Thank you.
I've been lucky enough to talk to several cast members, but not in person yet. It's the first one I met in person.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, your character, Sansa, has gone through a lot over the past 4 seasons.
Yes.
You've escaped the clutches of Joffrey.
I have.
You've witnessed. First of all, what was your reaction to seeing him die?
Well, watching. Quiet.
Yes, there's a zombie apocalypse going on behind us, so that's going to happen from time to time.
That's fine. Well, watching it like on set, it was quite devastating because we all love Jack.
Yeah. Here's a super swell guy.
Have you spoken to him? Is he one of the ones you've spoken to?
No, I haven't, no.
He's actually a really great guy. And then watching on screen, it was like, because, you got the whole feel of the whole episode, and it was like really just great watching Joffrey die, because like the whole series has been leading up to that moment. But doing it was kind of sad. And watching Lena, when she like cries and she's screaming over him dying, it was just like incredible. It was so sad watching that. It was the best performance. She needs an Emmy for that.
Yeah, now there's been a lot of deaths in this show so far. Do you have a favorite? Because I'll tell you mine. I know what my favorite is. I was curious.
What's your favorite?
You tell me yours. Okay. I'll tell you mine.
My favorite was the Red Wedding. When they both had like their joint death.
So you like seeing your parents get killed?
Yes.
Terrible person.
Yes.
Unbelievable. My favorite was definitely the Skull Crush over in that.
Oh, that was a good one.
That had me scream literally 15 minutes going, oh! Oh!
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was so good.
That was a good death, actually.
So good.
The
Red Wedding is probably second place. Oh,
I don't know, but like, what about the Golden Crown?
Don't make me peer pressure you into making decisions. Stick
true.
to your guns,
I feel
okay?
Peer pressured. This is awkward now.
All right, so your character kind of rose to the occasion. You stepped up for Lord Baelish, who murdered your crazy ass aunt.
Yes. And
we weren't sure whether or not you were going to stick up for him, but you did. You lied for him. And so what position does this put you in now?
Well, now she's kind of in the position where Baelish isn't overly sure what Sansa's about. He doesn't really know why she stuck up for him. But he's kind of realizing that she's a great manipulator, and she's not just like this vulnerable young girl anymore. And she's also realized that she can manipulate him through other means. I mean, because now she realizes his weakness is kind of her and her mother. She's gonna, try and play out her sexuality as much as she can to manipulate him. Okay. So that's what she's gonna do.
So next scene is gonna be interesting for you to shoot. Well, did you start production yet?
We've actually, the whole production has started a week ago, and I start on Wednesday.
Okay. Are you excited to get back into there?
I'm so pumped.
Yeah?
We just got the script through.
Where are you shooting?
Belfast.
Belfast, okay.
And that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like your character has kind of learned from the best of manipulation, and you've been manipulated. So, yeah, do you think you're coming back with a vengeance here?
I think so. I think the past 3 seasons have kind of built up to this. Her being at court and watching, Cersei and Tywin and everyone, she's finally being able to show what she's learned, and that she's been actually absorbing, not just being like a sitting duck.
Cool.
Waiting to die.
Are you going to get into the battle for the Game of Thrones?
I hope so.
Are you going to go for that?
I want her to go for it. We'll see if she goes for it.
All right.
She's just trying to survive right now.
Have you read the books? Are you like all caught up on that? I myself haven't read the books because I don't read. Reading's for nerds. No,
I've read my chapters.
You read your chapter, you skipped ahead.
I did. But
Because you want to know what happens to your character. You're probably curious, like, how much time do I got in this show?
it started off as like a selfish reason, just being like, I can't be bothered to read anyone else's. And then I realized like it's probably better just reading my chapters, because then the show's kind of going off from the books anyway, so.
Yeah, and you can enjoy it more when you see what happens. What this, or you know what's happening.
Yeah.
So now you got a movie coming out.
I do.
August 22nd.
Yes.
A little horror movie or psychological thriller called...
Psychological thriller called Another Me.
Another Me. All right,
Yeah.
tell me about this movie.
Psychological thriller called Another Me.
I didn't know that. Thank you. You enlightened me so much.
It's basically, it's directed by a wonderful woman called Isabelle Cochet, and it's about this girl who believes she's being followed and pursued by her doppelganger, and it kind of drives her a little bit crazy.
Word, doppelganger. Great word.
Isn't it? It's
so good.
I think it's my favorite word.
Yeah, it's one of the best.
Doppelganger.
Yeah.
And at the same time as this, she's kind of going through this love story as well.
Okay.
Her first love.
Yeah, so is it a physical person? Is it a ghost? Or we just aren't supposed to know?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, so we got to go see the movie.
You got to go see the movie.
Okay.
It's a mix of both.
Huh?
It's a mixture of both.
Mixture of both.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
She's bad at keeping secrets, guys.
am.
I'm sorry. Cool. So then, any other projects in the works?
Yes, I have a film coming out. Hopefully, I have 2 films coming out next year. One called Barely Lethal, which is an action comedy with Samuel L. Jackson and Jessica Alba and Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, very cool.
And then I have this drama, this independent film set in New York with Ray Liotta coming out
Oh,
as well.
I love Ray Liotta.
Yeah,
He's
Liotta.
fantastic.
I never know how to pronounce it. Because
Liotta,
I'm
what I say?
British. Liotta. You
Liotta.
go
Oh,
Liotta. But
no,
I
Ray
go
Liotta.
Ray
Liotta.
Liotta.
Yeah, you just, well, the
Goodfellas.
English people have better pronunciation than Americans in general.
I don't know.
I slur a lot.
You sound cooler
words.
though.
No,
You
I
sound
think
uptight.
you sound cooler.
Oh, thank you.
No, and trust me, like, especially the English guys, whenever they come here, and then an American girl's like, "Oh my God, you have an accent. Say my name. Say my name. Oh my God, he said my name, and it
I
sounded
know.
funny. I love
That's
it."
why people die over Kit when he comes over here.
Oh,
Everyone's
yeah,
like,
I bet.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
'Cause he's so intense. He's like, "Hi, how are you?" He really plays up the British accent when he's over here as well, just for the ladies.
If I had a cool accent, I would. See, I think I would go over to England, and they'd be like, "You sound stupid. You sound like a dumb American."
No, we
Or does
like
it work
the
both
accent.
ways?
It's both ways.
Okay, so I can be like, "Hi, I'm American."
Yeah, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, you're so good."
Sweet. Now I know. If I
Yeah.
can just get that plane ticket, I'm going to kickstart it to get over there and test
Yeah.
this theory of yours here. So, what have you been
Womanizer.
doing at Comic-Con?
I've been doing panels and interviews and signings, meeting all the fans.
And you said you were walking around, but you were masked.
I was. I walked around in like a cat mask.
So if anyone saw someone who might look like Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones, but had a cat mask on, that was definitely her.
That was me.
You're like, that hair looks familiar.
Yeah, they're like, Ginger. No, it can't be her. It's a cat.
So, but did it fool? Nobody knew?
No one knew.
Nobody knew. How about that?
It's pretty good.
Lesson to the stars, wear a mask.
I saw like, just as I went in, I saw RJ Mitty coming out, like he took off his mask, and then like the Walking Dead guys were just going in with the masks on. Like I bet like 25% of the people in there were on some show, just dressed up.
And nobody knew who I was either.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, nobody knew that's Greg Gilman walking through.
Do you know what?
Like a
I
zombie.
think I saw you, and I was like, oh my God, is that Greg?
I'm glad. I got one fan. Yes, and she's famous. Cool. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and talking to us.
Thank
Really
you
appreciate
for
it.
having me.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
All right, fine.
Okay.
It's all me. All right. Take care. Nice
Oh,
meeting you.
there's some blood on your hands.